Okay, tonight, the Detroit Police Department finds itself at the center of a facial recognition lawsuit.
But leaders within the department say it was all just mistaken identity. The lawsuit claims LaDonna Crutchfield was hauled off to jail after officers came to her house claiming they had a warrant for her arrest.
That encounter was caught on police body camera, and tonight Detroit police are responding to claims they acted inappropriately. 7
News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke with Crutchfield, her attorney, and the assistant chief as they push back on claims that facial recognition resulted in a bad arrest.
January 23, 2024, Detroit police knock on LaDonna Crutchfield's door at her home on the west side. They ask her to step outside.
I'm trying to do this politically correct, okay? So you got to go to jail today, but I don't want to do this in front of the kids either.
Me?
Yeah, so hold on, calm down.
But I'm lost. What am I going to jail for? I ain't did nothing.
Basically, you have to go to court. You got to go to court and you didn't show up. I don't know if got lost in there or whatever, but essentially you have a warrant for your arrest. Yeah. And all that means is you have to come to court.
But I never received anything. That's why I'm really lost.
An officer can be heard claiming there's a warrant for her arrest. They handcuff her and take her to the Detroit Detention Center.
I was very puzzled. Nobody can give me answers. I was just really hurt because I'm like, I try to do the right thing. I try to teach my children to do the right thing.
Ivan Land, Crutchfield's attorney, says it took more than 5 months for Detroit police to fulfill a public records request, and he questions what was redacted. An officer's report mentions the search of a database and green light camera video.
We believe it was some type of facial recognition, and the reason why there was no investigation conducted. You just looked at a photo and said, it's her. You looked at someone's face and determined that it was them without doing any investigation. And then you send the troops out to arrest someone without a warrant. And then they lie to her and tell her they have a warrant. How low can you get?
They're suing the department for $10 million. DPD and 6 officers are named in the lawsuit, including the officer in charge, who Crutchfield says she spoke to at the detention center that day.
When she entered the room, he had a copy of her ID, and he had a comparison. And that's when he asked her, well, you got to admit this looks like you. And that's when she stated, because I'm fat and I'm black.
Lance says DPD released his client only after she agreed to leave her DNA and fingerprints.
She couldn't say no. She could not tell the officers that she was not giving up her DNA and her fingerprints because she had to get to her second job.
Case of mistaken identity.
Yes. Yeah, but this case has absolutely nothing to do with facial rec. Facial rec was never run on this case. It was never submitted. So I don't know where our complainant got this information or the plaintiff got this information.
Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald says officers had probable cause to arrest Crutchfield in connection to a shooting, despite arresting the wrong person.
There was an investigation done. The investigation led back from a partial plate, led us to a house on the east side. That east side home led us back to our plaintiff. When they compared the image they got from a video, just an image, they didn't do any facial rec, it led us to this individual.
He says the officer in charge cleared things up.
And it was determined this was not her.
Did officers lie about Miss Crutchfield having an arrest warrant?
I don't know what was actually said. I know that was in her complaint, but I don't know what was said.
In the body camera footage, the officer tells her there's no warrant.
I have not looked at the body worn camera footage.
She's never committed a crime in her life. So this defamatory statement that they're making about she was connected by a license plate, be careful. Be careful.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
We will see how it all plays out. Thank you so much, Darren.